It is now my singular honor and privilege to invite you to address this assembly. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me begin by saying that it is a pleasure, as always, to visit with this assembly and indeed to see so many of our distinguished IALA members in attendance. But I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome the East African Legislative Assembly members that are from our neighboring countries and to say karibuni nyumbani. Mr. Speaker, for almost a decade I had the privilege of representing my home constituency of Gatundu South in the National Assembly. And let me say that discussions in the House were always intense and incisive, and indeed it taught me the importance of Parliament in a democracy and in shaping the destiny of a nation. Indeed, it is Parliament that determines the rules that govern the life of a nation, and without a doubt we must call that that is indeed a very high calling. Let me say that it is especially higher when an assembly must consider rules that will bind an entire region, which is the task that has been put before you. The weight of your responsibility is only magnified by East Africa's history and the prospects and challenges that lie before us as a nation. Indeed, the heroes of our past won us our freedom, but we who stand in their wake would dishonor their sacrifice if we also did not add to that inheritance. And to do that, and the only way we can achieve it, is by standing together as a community. Our unity is a vital precondition for the prosperity and the security of our hard-won freedoms. That unity is not a matter of interest only to those who live in our region, because we all know that given our strategic position and the gifts that God has given us of our people and resources, East Africa is an important part of the global world. It should be clear then that you especially bear exceptional obligations. As I have already said, yours is a deliberative body. And let me begin by saying that as an East African, and indeed also as an interested observer in your debates, allow me to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to share some thoughts with you. I would like to begin first and foremost by repeating again to this Assembly my government's complete commitment to the East African integration process. I know that the future of each of us in this region is bound up with the fate of all the rest of us. Leaders must create the laws, the institutions, and the framework that will help us face that future together. We in Kenya stand ready to play our part in that great task. The second point I wish to make, Mr. Speaker, is that we who are convinced of the imperative of integration must communicate this message of integration much better to our people. Too often the integration of East Africa is taken to be merely a political matter, a job for politicians, but not for the ordinary people. Indeed, it is true that leaders must lead, but we also have a responsibility to spark the imaginations of East Africans when it comes to integration. As you have correctly said, Mr. Speaker, those who live along our common borders do not see those boundaries. Recently I had the opportunity to host President Kikwete in Taveta, where we were launching the Mwatate Taveta Moshi Arusha Road. And indeed it was quite telling that as much as we were in Taveta on the Kenyan side, there was no doubt that half the people we were addressing were from Tanzania. And they did not have passports. They were just there doing their business and moving about with their lives. Surprised to see their president. They didn't expect to see him there. But let me say that some might say that it is not really a problem for integration. But I believe that it will be quicker if we involve our people. We have to avoid division by giving East African citizens a much more direct say in the task of integration. It may be that we shall have to modify treaties and laws, but that is best left to your judgment. What cannot be doubted is that the job of winning our citizens complete trust in this project of integration must start now and must start with our leadership and us involving the people directly. The third point, Mr. Speaker, is also the performance of this assembly, and as you have said, a number of challenges that you have spoken on. Indeed, let me say that I want to congratulate you as an assembly for having overcome the challenges that you had and that took up a lot of your time. But congratulations, you have found a way forward. In the last few months, under the wise leadership of your new Speaker, Kidega, you have done much. New bills, reports, and resolutions have flowed at a steady pace. And if I may say so myself, the most important thing I would say, indeed, as the mandate of this assembly comes to an end, we would all like to see you leave a legacy, a set of measures that will be remembered as long as our community lasts. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, if I may say so, I strongly believe that the best way to do this and to leave a legacy that will ensure that this assembly is remembered is to hasten the process of legislating the Common Market Protocol and anchoring the right to freedom of movement. I know that there are and has already been work done in these areas, and I am sure that in the remainder of your term you will want to finish this job. Mr. Speaker, the fact is that our union, and in order to strengthen it and entrench it in our people, our union needs the free movement of goods, people, capital, and services. We must allow our people to take their skills and capital wherever they will be best rewarded. Why confine the energy and innovation of our young people to small boundaries? I consistently tell Kenyans here that the fact that we have a new constitutional dispensation with counties, that does not limit the ability of people to move from county to county, to reside where they wish to reside, and to do business where they wish to do business, and to farm where they wish to farm. That is the process of integrating and developing an economy. And indeed, if our economy as East Africa is also to grow, is also to strengthen, we must allow our people the ability to move and to do business as they see fit, rather than restrict them. We must give them that freedom. We must allow the innovation of our young people to take full effect. In any case, given our union, how do we ever expect to achieve the long-term objective of political union if we will not even allow our people to move freely and trade amongst themselves? That must be the beginning. All the same, it is a pleasure to note that even as we look to you to fast-track this process, there has also been rapid progress in the infrastructure that should facilitate this free movement. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, as you have said, we have worked together with my brothers in the region and have partnered together when we started the standard gauge railway. We shared the platform together. As I've just said, more recently, my brother, President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete of Tanzania, who visited Kenya recently, and we jointly commissioned the Taveta-Arusha Road. These projects are representative of the hard work that has gone into knitting the nations of our community together by road, rail, and air. And the rewards of this are already apparent. We see much shorter travel times. We see much more investment in the region, intra-regional investment and trade. It therefore remains for us to encourage you to play your role in these developments. And for my part, I will do what I can to achieve the cause of infrastructure, indeed, at this weekend's Northern Corridor Summit. There now remains the matter, Mr. Speaker, that you just mentioned, the issue of sustainability. Indeed, it has been proposed that partner states of the community show their commitment to your goals by funding you directly. Direct funding would strengthen the capacity, I believe, of the community to deliver its mandate. It would also hasten the day of complete integration. I want to assure you, Mr. Speaker, that this proposal has my complete support and I will be happy to consult and work with you and my brothers in the region to see it introduced quickly and effectively. Mr. Speaker, I am also in concurrence with your proposal that we need to change the manner in which bills are assented to. This issue of moving them around, and there are thousands of copies, or not hundreds of copies, takes forever and sometimes delays in assenting to bills that are critical to our community. So I want to assure you of my support. In fact, I would go a step further. And say that as we try and simplify that process and maybe having major bills signed together at the summit, and please reducing the number of copies, because this is the bigger problem. But also also, I believe that I see no reason, for example, why you should not introduce a proposal where the appropriations bill, which is essential for your operation, that should not require the signing and the consent of all of us. The chairman alone of the summit can sign the appropriations and move the business of the assembly ahead, and then the other bills can wait, for the summit, so that we don't delay your ability to do the job and the task that you were set out to do. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying that we could say more, but really it is for you to deliberate. And before I conclude, because I don't know whether I'll be able to address you again before his departure, I would like, before this assembly, to recognize the Secretary General of our community, whose term is drawing to a close, and indeed to state before you that under his leadership, his commitment to the Union has been absolute, and I wish before you to thank Dr. Sezibera, and indeed to wish him well in the future. And as I close, to also take this opportunity to wish our brothers and sisters of Tanzania the best of success in their elections. We wish them a peaceful election that will result in a new government that will continue the same sense of commitment to our community as has been and we have seen in the past. Let me also close and thank all our members from our neighboring countries for your visit, and indeed all you members of this assembly for your commitment to the great task of integration. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless our union. Thank you very much. Asante sana.